Hey everybody, Reagan here, and I am totally glad that you guys are back to this channel. And man, I have just been hibernating for such a long time during the winter. I mean, it was just so cold and everything, and I mean, it was just a very, very long time since I saw all of you guys, and I just had a really crazy adventure as well, because I went to Seattle, but not just that I went to Seattle, but I also went like northwest, more northwest around like the beach shores, and I saw a lot of interesting things, while I was there, as well, and I also saw some pretty strange and some pretty funny things as well. And so anyways, as I was in the forest, on my big bear paws, I was eating like a lot of blackberries that were on blackberry bushes. And then from there, I went to the ocean and I swam into the ocean and tried to catch some fish as well. And so then as I was, getting some fish, I then saw this one teenager, and he was like, I think he was by the ocean, playing with rocks or something like that. And then all of a sudden, when he was, at the ocean, he was taking some pictures, I believe, and he had like long brown hair or something like that. And anyways, from there, after he was hanging out like by the sea for a little bit, then he actually hiked back up, to the road, and all of a sudden he then took a bus. And when he did so, he actually took a bus all the way to a video game store known as GameStop. And so when he was there, he was just kind of looking around, for like a new video game or something like that. And so from there, I then started following him, I started following him, and I was hiding behind the buildings and all stuff, but I also made sure to hide behind the bushes so there would be no way that no humans would find me. And then all of a sudden, when he was at GameStop, he then got a baseball game, and then all of a sudden he bought like 30, I think he bought like 40 bags of popcorn that were microwavable, and then he bought a bunch of ice cream. He bought and then all of a sudden he then rode the bus back home, and then all of a sudden he started cooking up all the popcorn in his house. And the next part of my story would get even more wilder as well. And so anyways, then, the guy, as he got back to his apartment, all of a sudden, as he started cooking up I think he bought like around like 40 bags of popcorn or so. And so I said to him, like, I was like, even though I'm a bear and I eat a lot of fish, I don't think it's not healthy for you to eat a lot of popcorn and eat a lot of ice cream. And then unfortunately he turned to me and he was like, "What the? You're a bear. What do you know?" And then unfortunately he just kept on doing what he was doing. And so anyways, so then he was playing the baseball game, and he got really lost in his own world, I believe, like eating a bunch of popcorn, and he ate a lot of ice cream and everything like that. And so then, all of a sudden, as he was eating, he bought this other bag of popcorn. I think he miscounted how many bags he actually truly bought. And so anyways, then there was this one big bag of popcorn that was in the microwave. And so then I looked back with my bare eyes, and I went, and I then sounded like a dog. I was going like, whoa, whoa. And so then what happened was the popcorn bag exploded all over his apartment, and then his apartment, was just filling up with a bunch of popcorn everywhere, and to the point where it was like a monsoon full of cheddar cheese popcorn and butter popcorn as well. And so then what happened was the guy, was then screaming, and he would go, and unfortunately he was going like, ah! Ah! And so then what happened was then his video game console flew up into the sky and then hit him right in the head and knocked him out. And so then, you know, I then raced over to him with my little bear paws, and I looked at him and I was going, whoa. And so then what happened was then, you know, I then had to take him to the hospital, I believe. And so anyway, you know, then as I took him to the hospital, I think I ended up taking him to Virginia Mason Hospital in downtown Seattle. And, you know, and then even though I was a bear, you know, I was able to turn myself back into a teddy bear again. And so that's when a bunch of doctors found him on the ground. And so then one guy, you know, one doctor looked at his him and he's like, oh no, this guy doesn't look too well. We probably should check him up, you know, give him a free doctor checkup. And so then, you know, then they grabbed me, and then it was like, oh, looks like this was some little kid's stuffed teddy bear. We'll probably put it on the chair or something like that. And so, yeah, for a couple bit of minutes, I was a teddy bear with the magic inside of me. And I didn't turn back into a normal bear until moments later as well. And so anyways, then as, you know, the teenager, you know, got checked out and all that jazz, he then was laying down on the hospital bed, and then he woke up, and he was all like those hospital cloaks that people wear when they're in the hospital and all that stuff. And so anyways, you know, I then saw him, and then he saw me, and I was just in my teddy bear form. And so then he was like, and then he looked at me, and he was like, aren't you gonna become like a grizzly bear again? You know, how did I even get here in the first place? And so then, you know, I then started talking to him in my teddy bear form, and I said, well, I was able, you know, to get you on my bear back, and I decided to take you here, you know, because I think that's where all humans go when they're hurt, I believe. And so then, and then from there, you know, then another doctor came in, and I actually found out the person's name was Matthew Honson Knight, I believe. And I believe, from what the doctor was telling, I believe he was Hawaiian, I believe. And then I also learned that he also got into another incident, you know, where he was at a Mariners game, and he caused a bunch of trouble there as well. And so, unfortunately, however, you know, he had to have a lot of surgery on him and all that stuff. They even put him on medication and all that jazz, and it wasn't very fun. And so then the doctor was like, oh no, I believe you just haven't been very healthy for the last couple days, Mr. Knight. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to do a couple tests on you. And then he started screaming, I believe, just like Sammy from the TV show Blue Mountain State, and he was going like, and so then, unfortunately, then they put me on in like one of those moving metal beds, and then I said to him, and I screamed, and I was like, "Don't worry, I'll definitely pick you up when you're done," or something like that. And so that was the very, very last time I ever saw him, and yeah, unfortunately, he just didn't really eat a whole lot. He just didn't eat very healthy, and it was the last time I saw him. But then, you know, then as I was in the hospital room waiting, then I heard some magic happen, I believe. And so then with my little bear paws, I then raced over there, and unfortunately I found out, you know, that Matthew Honson Knight, he like fell into a magical white hole or something, and it was all shiny and everything. It was just all shiny, and I looked down and I was like, uh-oh, that can't be good. And so yeah, it was just really, really crazy. And so I don't know where Matthew Honson Knight went, you know, but wherever he went, you know, I hope that you know, that he's all right, and I hope that nothing bad, you know, happens to him and all that stuff, you know. So there you have it, you guys. That is just my story of what happened to Matthew Honson Knight. And yeah, I mean, it was just a really, really crazy thing that happened to him, you know. At one point, you know, he was at the beach, enjoying the beach, and then he went to GameStop, and then he got himself a new baseball game, and then eventually, you know, he got a bunch of popcorn and ice cream as well, and he ate a bunch of junk food to the point where the junk food ended up blowing up like all around his apartment, to the point where like it filled up his apartment like a swimming pool and everything like that. And me having to take him to the hospital and having him hop on my bareback as well. And I mean, it was just really, really crazy. It was just really, really, you know, it was just wild. And now that he's gone, I believe, you know, I just don't know where he might have ended up. And so if anybody knows, you know, definitely want to let me know, because I just really hope nothing bad happens to him and all that stuff. And so yeah, that is just my whole story, and I really hope that you guys have a very wonderful summer, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful 4th of July as well. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey everyone, thank you for watching this video, and if you're new to my channel, you know, definitely make sure to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. And if you want to see more of these Reagan videos as well, you're definitely welcome, you know, to hit the bell as well on my channel, and that would actually support my channel a lot as well. And I'm also really sorry that I haven't been making a lot of videos and all that stuff, but I will definitely make sure to keep on making videos as much as possible. And anyway, I hope that you guys have a wonderful day.